If you can share some case studies or examples of individuals or businesses that have successfully built a powerful personal brand, and what lessons can we learn from them?
Yeah, that's a brilliant question. I love that because there's so many people that spring to mind, but immediately I think of people like Stephen Bartlett. So Stephen Bartlett, he's based here in the UK, and he's got a very, very strong personal brand. Um, Now, Stephen started an agency, which I'm fairly sure he then sold. And through social media content, through building a personal brand, he started a podcast, which is called Diary of a CEO, where he brings on lots of authoritative figures, whether they're from America, from the UK, or whoever it is. So, his personal brand allowed him to start a podcast and have a lot of people watching it. I'm fairly sure at one point it was the top listened to podcast in the UK on Spotify. He's building more businesses because he's seen as an authority, so he gets lots of business opportunities, investors, things like that. And he's also on the UK TV show Dragon's Den, which is essentially where a group of investors and entrepreneurs sit down, and other kind of smaller businesses come in and they do a pitch to them, and at the end, the dragons, so to speak, so that includes Stephen, they decide whether they want to invest in the person or not. So Stephen, from creating social media content, has essentially built a, I don't even know how many £1 million enterprise. He's all over our televisions. He's got the most successful podcast in the UK. And it's just from putting himself online and building his reputation. So that is really powerful. I think also another example on like a slightly lower scale to that is funny enough, my boss, Izzy. So Izzy essentially started Spark, the agency I work for, when she was about my age. And she started posting on LinkedIn in a similar way that I did. And over that kind of period, she's managed to generate basically 100% inbound leads. So she was running a social media management agency. So she was using LinkedIn to promote the social media management services. And because she got so good at building her personal brand through social media content, she then transitioned Spark into a personal branding agency. So she's been able to completely change the direction and find a passion in an industry that she absolutely loves through building a personal brand. She's able to generate business essentially every week through inbound leads through her personal brand. She's also built a community of over 45,000 individuals that she communicates with, and so many people see her face and her name on the platform, and I'm sure you can imagine the impact that has had on her reputation within the marketing industry, because it's pushed her right up there as an authority kind of on the platform. And kind of as she continues to grow her personal brand, no doubt she'll get many more opportunities to go on webinars such as this one, or start a podcast, or go to networking events, speak at networking events. And I think that it's a perfect testament to someone like myself or yourself, or anyone that starts building a personal brand and gets to a point where they have really pushed themselves up on authority. So as I say, there's so many different benefits, and I could go on for hours, but I'm conscious of time. But I definitely think that building a personal brand, when done right, can be one of the most powerful things for your career.